Stop me if you've seen this meal before. 4 egg whites, 2 whole eggs, 80 grams of oats, apple, multivitamin, vitamin D. I've been doing this damn near every day for probably 5 or 6 years. And that's kind of the point that I'm trying to make right here. I'm not going to talk too much about my breakfast because if you've been following the channel or if you follow me on Instagram at KyleHuntFitness, you've definitely seen this because I do. I mean, I literally eat this almost every single day. But that's kind of the point I'm trying to make here is that hashtag consistency, whereas it's kind of a, I don't know, it's kind of just something I do now. I just do it on every breakfast just because I think people can relate to it and relate to the idea of you need to put in the time and you need to do the right things consistently for a long time in order to see results. And I'm not saying you got to eat the same thing every day. That's not what it's about. That's not what hashtag consistency is about. It's not about eating the same stuff all the time. Because that's actually not a very good way to be consistent. Now I can do this because I don't mind it and I like it. But if you're somebody who needs a little bit more variation, needs to spice up your food a little bit, it actually, the idea of changing and mixing and matching foods is actually better for your health in terms of, especially when you're talking about vitamins and minerals, especially when you're talking about fruits and vegetables. You want to try to get a wide variety of micronutrients. I don't necessarily do that. That's why I do take a multivitamin. It's not necessarily the same, but I do like a multivitamin because of the fact that it just kind of covers your bases. The hashtag consistency principles is all about finding ways through nutrition that allow you to be consistent. So whether that's eating similar foods day in and day out that allows you to be consistent with your numbers, that's one way. Whether it's following an ideology of nutrition that you can relate to and you can stick to, something like intermittent fasting, keto, paleo, vegan, whatever type of diet you can relate to and can be consistent with, that's going to be the key. In years past, I'll admit, when flexible dieting got super popular in 2011, 2012, and I was pumping out a bunch of information about it, I was a little dogmatic, and it's funny because flexible dieting and macronutrient nutrition kind of came about in a way to fight against the dogmatic clean eaters, the meal plan people, the people that thought you had to eat quote-unquote bro foods, clean foods all the time, 6 meals a day, and all that stuff was really important, whereas the numbers weren't important. So then from flexible dieters' perspective, we were like, okay, well listen, the nutrition, the numbers of nutrition are what's most important, so you can eat garbage, you can eat things that are not considered clean foods and still hit your numbers. And that's still 100% relevant, 100% true. However, over the years, I've worked with thousands of people, and I've been doing this myself for probably 12, 13, 15 years, I don't even know, controlling my nutrition. I found that when you find foods like eggs, oatmeal, chicken, steak, sweet potatoes, rice, like those bro foods, if you can find ways to make them work for you and you can be consistent with them, it just makes hitting your numbers so much easier. And this isn't like a crazy revelation. I mean, I think anybody who understands nutrition, understands the practical side of nutrition, can understand that side of it. It's just that, with anything, and I've talked about this on the podcast, the Absolute Strength podcast, a ton of times, but it's very easy to get so far down one way. So with flexible dieting, it's so easy to get down and just be like, oh man, instead of having, a nice consistent style of nutrition and you just eat something like a treat, once in a while just to keep you sane and keep you, on track. It's how much of that other stuff can I fit in my diet and still hit my numbers, which that was never what it was about. I get asked all the time what I put on these eggs. It's really simple. All this is pepper and sea salt. The pepper is mostly just for taste, and the sea salt is as well, but there is a nutritional component to the sea salt, and I think actually most athletes could get away with putting more, or bringing in more sodium, more salt into their diet. So check out these sweet potatoes. I have 5 pounds of sweet potatoes in a bag that we got from, where's the farm from?
North Carolina.
From North Carolina, and it was like $2.50 for all these 5 pounds of sweet potatoes. So I have a lot of sweet potatoes. Okay, we got meal 2, which is also pre-workout meal. Keeping it really simple. 6 ounces of already cooked chicken, 7 ounces sweet potato, And then almost a little bit less than 2 servings of Sweet Baby Ray's. Pretty aggressive with the Sweet Baby Ray's. Walking the garbage down to the dumpster. Getting a little bit of walk in. I've been doing my 10-minute walks a little bit more frequently lately. Trying to get in at least 2 per day. That's kind of the minimum. So I'll do 1 in the morning and then 1 after lunch. That's about all I can get in, but right now, I'm happy with that. It's a beautiful day. It's just about 70 degrees. December 18th, 1 week from Christmas. 70-degree weather. I'll take it. I am recording myself in the car. It's been months. Man, it's been a long time since I've done any type of vlogging outside of the Miami trip or the Keys trip, which, like I said in that video, I was hoping that was going to be my motivation to start bringing the camera again. I don't know what it is. It's 2 things. Actually, I do know what it is. It's 2 different things. One, it's the podcast. Ever since I started focusing on the podcast, that's almost like replaced YouTube in a way. Just because I enjoy doing that so much. Like, and it does take time. So it's like my main source of content is switched from YouTube and videos and articles too. Because I used to do a lot of articles, a lot of writing. And I've almost just allowed the podcast to replace it. But I also enjoy making videos. It's just been, you know, from a time perspective, like I said, I've allowed the podcast to overcome that. However, the other aspect of it has been, quite frankly, a lack of inspiration, I think, to make videos. Like, I just don't want to do the same shit over and over, like the same type of videos that I've kind of always done from like a creative standpoint. So from a, you know, I just haven't been feeling overly creative with ideas to come up with, you know, new videos. But I think it's just a lack of effort. So strong too generous. Now I've learned to never help you out. I'm not ready for 70 degrees in December. I had to take my shirt off. That chest pump. That was a good workout. That was a really good workout. One of the best workouts I've had in a while, actually. Crushed it. Got some bench work in, got some upper body work in. It is a little after 3. I literally just remembered, well, I didn't just remember, I knew this, that I have a podcast at 4. Kind of forgot. This is kind of a cool thing. Like I had it all scheduled, and then, you know, a lot of people talk about when they go to the gym that they just blank out their real life and just focus on lifting. But in a way, that's pretty much what I just did. Like, I completely just I actually put on a podcast, was listening, and just focused on my lifting. And then, I completely blanked out the rest of what I had to do the rest of the day. Come out, and I'm getting in the car. I'm like, shit, what do I have to do? What's the rest of my day look like? And I'm like, oh, shit, I have a podcast in like 45 minutes. So get home, do that, and get on with the rest of my day. I got some client updates tonight. Got to jump on Skype with a few clients. It's always fun. I enjoy that. It's probably one of my one of the things I enjoy most about coaching. That's what I got going on. I've been home for about 20 minutes. I have that podcast coming up, so I don't have time to make a full meal. So I'm going to have a protein shake. I'm going to have a post-workout protein shake. This is cliche, isn't it? Quick note on that. I love protein shakes because they're very convenient, number one. Makes it super easy to get your protein intake throughout the day. Post-workout, a lot of times I'm hungry. Like I said before, I like to take at least an hour minimum between my pre-workout meal and the time I train. That's minimum. Sometimes it's even 2 hours. So then I train for 2 hours. It's been 4 hours. I come home. I don't eat immediately. I normally, answer an email or something, come in, play with Lucy or something. So I don't like run in the door and start eating. So by the time I've, done everything I need to do, it's been probably about 4 or 5 hours since I've ate. So something easy. Sometimes I'll just have, another meal of something like chicken, rice, vegetables. Sometimes, depending on when I train, sometimes it's just dinner, whatever we have for dinner from a family perspective. And then sometimes it's like this. Sometimes I have a podcast relatively shortly, so I don't want to have a whole meal. I don't have time for it. So I'm just going to make a quick shake. I'm going to have a scoop of whey protein in skim milk, 3/4 cups, so 60 grams of oats, and then a tablespoon of peanut butter. That's going to be my third meal. So this is the whey protein I'm having now. Endorphin whey protein. Just got this in. This is really good protein. So it's a whey protein blend, whey protein isolate, whey protein concentrate, whey protein hydroslate, which is pretty much the gold standard in protein blends. The macros are in 1 scoop, 2 grams of fat, 3 grams of carbohydrate, and 25 grams of protein in 1 scoop. While the oatmeal cooks, I'm going to have my tablespoon of peanut butter. This is a tablespoon. Actually, 1 tablespoon is 16 grams. This was 17 grams. It's actually kind of more than you think, but it's not a crazy amount. See how the back half of the spoon is not filled up. There's your oatmeal. I'm not one of those people that's afraid of fat post-workout, quote-unquote fat post-workout, afraid of it. I don't know, I think that came from the glycemic index folk, the speed of, the misconception that you think you need to have fast digesting carbs post-workout. You're looking for is quick assimilating foods. That's why I like whey protein shakes and microwave won't quit. That's why there was like the common misconception that you needed a post-workout shake, you needed whey protein, you needed dextrose, you needed sugar to get into the muscles as quick as possible. And that's where the idea that, you can't have fat, cannot have fat post-workout. Fat post-workout. I don't give a shit. For one, I don't even subscribe to the idea that you need anything specific post-workout. Like, I don't feel like you need any type of specific post-workout shake. It's more at the end of the day what your numbers equal. And also, I just think you need to bookmark your training with balanced meals. So have a solid pre-workout meal, an hour to 2 hours before you train, with some protein and some carbs. I don't have a ton of fat pre-workout. It's not because I don't think you can or don't think you should. It's really just for me and how my body digests stuff. I have a sensitive stomach. I talked about vegetables. I don't normally have vegetables pre-workout. I normally don't have any type of foods I don't normally eat pre-workout. So if I don't eat something a lot, I normally won't have it pre-workout. I like to have something that I'm very comfortable with, something like a sweet potato chicken rice, even like tuna and rice, anything that I've ate over the years that sits well with my stomach, I'll have pre-workout. Peanut butter sometimes doesn't sit well in my stomach, so it's not like I'll have a ton pre-workout. I gotta get that damn oatmeal. Alright, I got like 15 minutes for this podcast. Endorphin, whey protein. This is good stuff. I'm actually really excited about this brand. I'm going to be doing some more stuff with them. Taste is on point. Macros are on point. Ingredient profile's on point. It's 2 guys from upstate New York, actually really near my hometown, which is another reason why I'm excited to do some more stuff with them. Plus, they have big plans. It's not going to be just a whey protein company. They have, I don't want to let the cat out of the bag, but they have some cool stuff coming up down the road. So you're definitely going to be seeing some more of them. And really, I haven't had a whey protein product that I've universally recommended in years. So it's pretty good. I'm thinking this stuff is what you need. So I'm gonna put a link for how you can get it. I don't have a discount code or nothing. I'm not gonna make any money off from it. I'm literally just, I like the company. I like the guys. I've talked to them. I think we can help each other out down the road. So if you need whey protein, want to give it a shot? I'll put the link. What do we got for dinner? We have top round roast. So it's a pretty lean roast with red potatoes and carrots?
Yep.
Red potatoes. Threw those in there. How long did this cook for?
All day.
All day long?
Mm-hmm. All day on low.
Roast is a really solid winter meal. Although it's been like 70 degrees here the last couple of days, so it doesn't really feel like winter. So I have the roast, white potatoes, and some carrots. I've literally had almost next to no vegetables today. So I might, if I get hungry later, I might have to have a salad. So, I'm not actually tracking my macros right now. I know. Crazy. Probably surprising for a lot of you. But, a couple things. Keep in mind, I've been doing this, I've been actually keeping track of my nutrition since, as crazy as it seems, probably 14, 15 years old. So I've been doing this 10, 11, 12 years. I've been tracking macros since, very, very consistently since 2011. So I have a lot of experience. So essentially, this is what I do right now. And mind you, I'm in a powerlifting off season, so to speak, where I'm maintaining my weight around 165 pounds, eating to perform, not really caring about aesthetics all that much. I'm not trying to lose. I'm not trying to necessarily gain weight. I'm just trying to maintain and eat to perform, which I can do really well just listening to my body. So this is what I do. I have a sample meal plan that I follow. I have my breakfast pretty much dialed in, that hashtag consistency meal. I have what I eat for meal 2, my lunch / pre-workout meal. Very, very similar. It might not be chicken and a sweet potato every single day. Sometimes it's chicken and rice, sometimes it's tuna and rice, but the macros, the numbers are pretty much identical. Then I always have some type of a shake somewhere in there. Very similar macros. And then dinner, what we eat with the family, it could be something, I mean, it's something different every single night, but again, it's the structure is the same. It's a lean meat, either steak, fish, shrimp, whatever, a form of carbs, potatoes, rice, sometimes pasta, and usually we have some type of vegetable, usually like broccoli, green beans, a big salad, something like that. And then that's pretty much my day. And then adding, subtracting, almost entirely based off from how I feel. Now I do keep track of my weight. That's something I do. I do weigh myself in the morning, not every single day, like I normally would and what I normally recommend, but I keep track of my weight enough to where I know where I'm at in terms of body weight and can adjust my food intake up and down accordingly. But really, at the end of the day, when you eat damn near the same thing every single day, you don't need to track macros. But if you're not experienced and you're having trouble eating the same foods and you don't want to eat the same foods and you're really struggling with where your weight's at or you're trying to cut or you're trying to gain, I still highly, highly recommend macros and tracking macros. And when I get into a situation where I need to dial my nutrition in or I need to cut, or want to gain a couple pounds, I will 100% go back to tracking macros, right down to the nearest gram. What's up?
Nothing.
It's still recording.
What?
It's still recording.